Welcome everyone to Creative Scrapbooker's Technique Taster. It's Cathie Allan and I have some new and some fun techniques to share with you. It is a fun little book. When you open it up, look at it tucks behind that flower. It's just got envelopes in there that are holding cards, and you can see each card has a precious memory on it from that particular event. I'm going to put this book aside and I am going to show you how to create this wonderful little book. First of all, what we're going to do is all these wonderful embellishments that I have on the book and in the book and on the cards, we're going to create those embellishments using this amazing stamp set from Stampers Anonymous. These fun, funky flowers are so much fun to stamp and to color. And we're going to make the coloring easy by using these beautiful Prism Studio watercolor pencils. And if you don't have watercolor pencils or even have some watercolor pencils, you may still want these because these are very creamy, very easy to color with, and the lead does not keep breaking while you use them. These are really a good quality watercolor pencil. So I'm going to set them aside, and what I've done is I have stamped on the Prism watercolor paper. Okay, there's two sides of that paper. One has more tooth or texture to it. One has a smoother side, and I have chosen to stamp on the smoother side. Okay, and I've literally stamped on there with my favorite quick dry pigment ink from Sukaniko. It's called Versifine. I love the detail you get. And what I'm going to start with, I've got two reds here, and I'm going to start with the lighter red. And you're simply going to base coat. All I want you to do is base coat that flower in the lighter red. Then I'm going to take the darker red and do a bit of shading. This is where the fun part comes in. You're just going to dip your brush into a water container. I have a water container set off to the side, and the magic just happens like that. Blends it together beautifully. Look at how nice and bright that color is. The cool thing about this is I might add some yellow to that. And again, you're going to take your brush and just blend all those colors together. The red will kind of blend into the yellow a little bit. We're going to blend those two greens together, not using anything any more special. Then a paintbrush, get a good one. So here are a whole bunch of them, and they're all cut out. Look at the colors. Look at how they blend together. I threw some purple into this one. Here's yellow with orange on it. I threw some yellow into this red one. Just have some fun. There we go. We've got our embellishments done. Now we're going to create this wonderful mosaic background that I have in the background. What you're going to need is a piece of black glossy paper and a stencil. And look, I have a Tim Holtz collection from Stampers Anonymous again, this wonderful mosaic. And you're going to have so much fun with this because on the glossy paper, I want to put white on it. So what am I going to need? I'm going to need an opaque paint pen. Prism Studio has a beautiful paint pen. I love it when they have instructions, and at first it's going to tell you to shake that pen. It's going to show you how to get it started, and it also is going to show you to go in and of course at the end to go ahead and write with it on a scrap piece of paper before you go to your good project. When they say shake, that is not a shake. I want you to think about going to a paint store and buying a can of paint. How long do they shake that for? A bit. So you really wanted to give good shake. I did shake this very well before we started. And what you're going to do is you're going to take it, I'm going to work along the edge of my cardstock here. And all I'm going to do is trace. There we go. Once I get that in, now I can just go in and add color to those images. And through the magic of television, this piece is already done and ready to be used as a background. Now we're also going to use that stencil to make our own washi tape. It's just a plain piece of photocopy paper. You can make your own washi tape. To tape this to my paper with some label roll tape. And now that it's secure, you're just going to pounce that color through the stencil. Pounce it rather than swish it back and forth, because I don't want to force any ink underneath the stencil. Pigment ink does take longer to dry. It has more open time, which is perfect because you can blend colors together. You can pour embossing powder on it and it's going to stick, and you can heat it and you can get a perfect image. So you're going to remove the stencil, and I want you to set it down again to continue this pattern across the page. So now what I'm going to do, I am going to put two-sided tape on the back of this design that I have created. I'm going to set it on my Olfa cutting mat, which has a bit of non-stick capabilities to it. I've got a great big wide piece of tape so it covers the whole thing in one shot. And using my wonderful, and I love this knife, so nice and sharp, and the Olfa ruler, I am simply going to cut away the extra paper that I don't need. When you're done, what you're going to do is you're going to take that piece and you're going to cut it in 1-inch pieces and 1/2-inch pieces. So you've got all kinds of washi tape that is ready to go. Now we're going to create the book. And it's going to be so easy and so much fun. You're going to take a 4 1/4 inch wide piece of super stock, 12 inches long. So that is the first thing you're going to do. So 4 1/4 inches wide, 12 inches long. Then you're going to take your favorite scoring tool and you're going to score it. I don't know if you can see that where I've scored. There it is, where you can score it. And I'm scoring it at 4 1/2 inches, then 3/8 of an inch from that score. Then from that score, you want another 4 1/2 inches to the next score, and then another 3/8 of an inch score after that. So do that successfully across the page. Once you have that, what you can do is you can fold on those scores. So I like to use a bone folding tool, which is very, very old. Doesn't matter what you've done to it, still works. And get me that nice, there you go, look at, there's your book. It's that easy to make. Now we're going to make the inside pages. So set this aside, and what you want to get for yourself are 3 business envelopes. I'm going to take your business envelopes, and I just want you to cut off a smidgen on both ends. So it actually opens like this, and then you're going to glue the flap down in place. So each and every one of them is going to be glued in place. Now we're going to score this exactly in half. Once you have that like this, we're going to create a notch in it. So get your favorite punch out. to do the other side, because punches don't like to take too much thickness, all I'm going to do is trace that with a pencil, open it up, and punch that out. So you have a notch on both sides of that business envelope that has been sealed now. And now we have a notched page that's going to go in your book. That 3 times. To put the book together, this is so simple. You could glue. I'm not a big gluer because I hate waiting for glue to dry. So I'm just going to put a piece of 2-sided tape on the inside of that, just under the notch, and glue those 2 sides together. Then I'm going to put a piece of 2-sided tape just under the notch on the second piece, remove the backing, and glue those 2 books together. And remember, close is good here. We're creating a handmade book. It does not have to be perfect. And of course, you're going to open up that last one that we did, and we're going to glue, or rather tape, double-side tape, these 2 together. And all you're going to do is remove the backing from the tape, and so forth and so on. Now we want to put our book, our little envelope pages that we put together. Isn't that fun? It's kind of fun just to do that. It's like, woo! And to do that, you can glue this in place. I'm just that person that likes 2-sided tape. So generally I have put tape all along the edges of both the front and the back. And now I will insert it into the book. So now I've gotten my pages inside my book, and look what happens when you open it. It has all those lovely pockets. This is what a naked one looks like. It still looks fine, but for my book, I took it to the next level. Taking your pages to the next level is very simple by adding washi tape to the edges of the envelope before you would adhere them into the book. To do that, you're going to take the tape that you've made, the washi tape that you've made, remove the backing, a ruler, and that first hash line from the edge is a nice 1/2 inch. What you want to do is give yourself a guideline on the inside. Notice I'm not pressing very hard with my pencil, but having that 1/2 inch hash tag makes it really easy to get the perfect 1/2 inch marking on the inside of the envelope. Pick up your washi tape and place it along the edge. Flip it over and fold. And of course, you're going to cut off any excess on the edges. There you have it. You have your decorated envelope. Now you have a choice. You can have just your pages in your envelope, or you can have your decorated pages in your envelope. So here we have it. We're going to decorate these beautiful little cards that you're going to create separately to fit inside your folders. And what I've cut is 4 cards from the super stock. Of course, you want a healthy piece of cardstock. And I've cut 4 of them, so they are 4 1/4 inches long by 3 3/4 inches wide. Once you have 4 of those, we're going to decorate the edge. So now you have decorated, beautiful little cards that are going to fit inside your book, and you can decorate them as you see fit. Of course, you're going to add your flowers, and when applying the flower, make sure that you leave one that acts as a latch by simply using adhesive on this side of the flower, not on the side where the flap has to go underneath it. This is such a pretty little book that you can now make, and for any occasion at all. I hope that you learned something new in this technique taster, and I look forward to playing with you again. Have a great day. Bye for now.